And now, live from downtown Clearwater at the Tan Talk Studios, it's the Bill Cochran Show. To get on the show, give us a call here at 727-441-3000. That's for Pinellas. Anywhere else, 1-866-826-1340. That's 1-866-826-1340. And now live from downtown Clearwater, Bill Cochran.
Good evening, Americans. This is Bill Cochran recording live. Right here in the sunniest part of this world right now is Clearwater, Florida. Downtown, they had sandcastles over there this week. They're building. There's all kinds of things. Judy Collins is coming to this area. We have a lot of entertainment coming out, and we have Disney World in Florida, something you don't have up north. Who's ever listening up north? The Canadians are leaving us right now, and so gas prices should be going down a little, but I feel they probably will go up. I've been talking for a month about the price of gas, trying to get the price of gas down, but they don't seem to listen. Maybe because you people are not being stirred enough at $3.50 a gallon. What bothers me because I drive a Cadillac, I probably get about 10 miles to the gallon on my car. I got a gas guzzler. And Cedric, good evening. What are you driving? How many miles to the gallon do you get on your car?
I don't know, but I will tell you here in just a minute. I drive a 98 Saturn SL, but I'll tell you what the mileage is here in just a second.
Okay, we have a caller on hold right now. Why don't you give me that caller and I'll talk to her for a second?
Okay, this is Kimberly on the line.
Hello, Kimberly. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
Oh, fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm great. I'm just so glad to be alive.
Oh, well, I am too, and we're in the greatest country on earth, and probably in one of the greatest areas in this country. No matter how many people bellyache a little bit, we're still the best, right?
We certainly are. I love this area.
Okay, and what was your question on? We're just getting started with the show, so I just didn't want you to hold too long. So
I just wanted to let you know, I just kind of wanted to make a statement. I just recently got out of the hospital, and I'm kind of like a miracle. And I was in Largo Medical Center, and I was in Tampa General Hospital, and they saved my life.
Wow.
And I mean, it is amazing. And what I really wanted to emphasize was the power of prayer. Everybody prayed for me all over this country, Michigan, where I'm from, Tampa, where I worked, Palm Gardens of Pinellas. My husband was by my side the whole time. And I just feel like, we hear a lot of things in the world on the TV today. And I just wanted to start your show off by something positive and say, the power of prayer, and when people get together and as one and pray, miracles do happen.
Oh, I believe in miracles, and I believe that the God that created us is a God that's ever present. My daughter had a miracle happen to her up in New York City last year. She had a brain aneurysm and ended up dissolving by the time these doctors at Mount Zion Hospital had because of prayer. I believe prayer, and I believe in that. Today not enough people believe that, even though our country was founded on godly principles. We've gone away too far away from the God that did create us. That's my belief.
Well, I also had a brain tumor, and it was pressing against it was a mass going under the back of my brain, and, they were thinking it was going to cause a stroke, and they didn't know, and they did some research, and they were able to remove the mass. It will come back in a couple of years, but it's unfortunate, but they saved my life, and I feel blessed.
And I covet that, and I thank you that you did have a miracle happen in you. And as Easter comes up, we still have a Christian nation. I don't care what anybody says. We celebrate Easter, we celebrate Christmas, and we are a Christian nation. We have a Judeo-Christian background in our roots, and we're able to serve or share anything we want in this country because we have freedom of speech. And I am just glad that you have called, and you're my first caller tonight. And God bless you. And I'll just continue to hope that everything continues to go good in your life, Kimberly.
Thank you so much, Bill, and thank you to you and everybody out in the community and my husband and Graceman Church. And thank you, Bill, for letting me say thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, and God bless you, okay?
God bless you,
okay.
too.
Okay, thank you. And let's go back to let's get a little music running here then. Well, that was a good testimony about a woman that believes in the answer of a prayer for, the doctors. Maybe there weren't solutions in the doc, so God did intervene in that, and I believe in that. I mean, I was raised that way, and I never lost faith, and we're losing faith in each other in this country. That's the trouble with this country today. There's too much people that aren't carrying a positive role model, and I don't know if it's my generation's fault, if it's the generation behind me's fault, if it's the school, who do we blame? We just kind of let's talk about it, like Cedric said last week. We got to talk about this, and let's talk about New York. You want to play that song, New York, New York, number 2 there. This is a good old song because I'm a New Yorker. Once a New Yorker, always a New Yorker. Hillary's back in the news. Hillary moved to New York a few years back. I know everybody knows who Hillary is. She moved up to White Plains, Scarsdale, where all the rich, all the elitists are. She wanted to be a senator. She was a carpetbagger. Came into my state where we have senators like Chuck Schumer. We have governors like Cuomo, who's got the nerve to say that people can't come into New York State if they don't believe what he believes. Rockefeller wasn't that way. Roosevelt wasn't that way. My father, who was a Marine, wasn't that way. Hey, we're Americans. Hillary, you're from Arkansas. And I hope you go back to Arkansas. Somebody threw a sneaker at you the other day. You thought it was a bat or a rat or whatever you said. You're out there talking to people about trash. You belittle us. Your husband belittled us. That's my fault. My feeling, not my fault. Bill Clinton, to me, he smiles a lot, but was he a good president? History will tell. Will you be a good president? I don't know. But I'll tell you one thing, you didn't do a good job in Benghazi. Secretary of State, those people that lost their loved ones, and you said, what does it matter? You had the nerve to say, what does it matter? I'm angry. Hillary, I wish you'd just go back to Arkansas and leave New York, leave my state alone, and maybe Chuck Schumer could go with you. Yeah, we'll keep Donald Trump. We'll keep the Rockefellers, and Kennedys can stay in Massachusetts. New York's got the highest tax base in the country, filled with entitlements. But it's still a great state. People can change. We can vote him in. We can vote him out just as quick. And I tell you, Americans, if you put Hillary Clinton in there, that's up to you. But I don't know if I'm going to be happy, but maybe you will. And, she's getting a lot of money. Why do they always complain about Republicans that are rich, like Romney? They said he was so rich. And who do they hobnob with? Who are their friends? Who do they run around with in their tours around the world? Whether it's Hillary or whether it's President Obama, we're ready for a woman in the White House. But I'll tell you, she's been there too long. She had her 8 years with Bill. I don't want to see Bill Clinton the first man in the White House. I like the first man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I just read it said that Hillary Clinton canceled a appearance because, hold on, what was it? Oh, it said that the Benghazi victim's mom is going to be at the appearance and that there were protesters there.
Well, that's about normal. She runs away. She runs away from a problem.
By the way, I checked the gas mileage. It's 29 miles per gallon for city.
Wow.
40 highway.
Wow. Well, maybe I got to buy a car. What is it, a Saturn?
Yeah.
I was thinking of getting
you really want to hate me? Guess how much I paid for it.
I don't hate you. Why
No,
would I
no,
hate
no, no.
you?
You will after this.
I don't hate anybody.
Not only do I get the 40 miles to the gallon, but I paid $1,000 for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's been 3 years I've had it now.
Wow.
Can't believe it.
That's good for you.
Huh.
Yeah, let's play what's love got to do with it. Let's play a little
hang on.
Aretha. That White House was rocking a few weeks ago, and I just want to continue on about Hillary.
Okay,
So
and
go ahead and
really
play
quick, let me just throw this out there. 727-441-3000, 1-866-826-1340. And I'm doing a giveaway. I'm doing a giveaway for the Bill Cochran Show today.
Free giveaway.
That's right.
What are you giving away? Cadillacs?
If you call in,
okay,
I will give you $1.
$1?
$1. I'm holding up $1.
I thought you only had pennies. You said you wouldn't have any dollars left.
Well,
where'd you get the dollar?
We took up a collection.
Okay.
So if you want to win $1,
That's all?
That's it. I know.
I got a reputation here.
See, the phone's
you got a call already.
But here's the catch. I hope you're still listening. The catch is you have to come take it in person. You have to come get it in person.
We can deliver it as long as they're within the on our way home.
All right, if you're on the way home, I will deliver it to you. All right, I'll get this phone line.
Let's play What's Got Love to Do With It. Love to Do With It. That's a good song. I want to hear that. You got it? Is it going? Hey, we lost a man this week. One of the greatest actors that I loved Mickey Rooney. Mickey Rooney was born in 1920. He's passed away. He lived 83 years, or 93 years. He had 8 wives. 8 wives. What's love got to do with that? You know? His approach to life was, let's put on a show. Little guy, 5'3". He had 11 children. Mickey was somebody that everybody loved, Lisa Minnelli said. She posted that on her Facebook page, but he was a guy how could you not love Mickey Rooney? Only in America, they don't have anybody like him in any part of this world. And now he's gone, but I tell you one thing, he lived a good life.
Yeah.
He didn't die rich, but he died happy. I just thought Mickey Rooney was good. He said when he was married to Ava Gardner, he said he felt 6'4". I don't know what she was doing to make him feel 6'4", but I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss Mickey Rooney. I miss Bob Hope. I miss Tracer Spencer. I miss John Wayne. How about John Wayne? What happened to the John Waynes in this country, kids? You'll never have a John Wayne again. Who do we got? Let me think. I don't know. Somebody call me. I want to get some young calls, some young callers. I'd like to get somebody under the age of 50 anyway to call me. They play a lot of music on this station. It's older for the older, but it's the kind of music I really do love, Cedric. I like the music. That's what attracts me to this station. And how was your week this week, Cedric?
I'm trying to remember. Well, there was a whole lot of this. I was here. And a whole lot of baby time, babysitting, and I guess that's it. That's a really exciting life. I spend my time babysitting and working here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a fun life. I could live here. I gotta pay to be here. You're getting paid to be here. You're lucky.
Do you want me to put a cot in the back for you?
No. I don't want to live here. I mean, I just like being behind this microphone. I get a rush. I got a little theory here, and let's see. We got to get another song. Jeepers. I wanted to play that one. If I Only Had a Brain. Do you have that one queued up? If I Only Had a Brain. Don't play that one. Let's play. We got any baseball? What's a good one? Take Me Out to the Ball Game, or I don't know.
I could probably find Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Play It's a Small World.
It's a Small World?
Yeah, you got that one queued? Can we play that? I love Disney World.
Yeah, here we go.
It takes me back to my... Is that it? Oh, wow. I want to talk about baseball. I want to talk about a trip over to Ray's Tropicana Field last week. It's an amazing thing that Governor Christie got away with that bridge. How he could look somebody in the eye and say he didn't know there was a traffic problem. You know? There was traffic tied up. You couldn't get across the George Washington Bridge. And he said he didn't know anything about it. Well, I'll tell you, what governor, he needs to go to another planet because everybody knew within that metropolitan area that the bridge was tied up. And how could a governor of the state of New Jersey, which I'm not a big fan of myself because I'm a New Yorker, you know? Jersey's a whole different level over there. You know, they got a governor that wants to be president. Well, I'll tell you, Governor, if you can't keep an eye on a bridge, how are you going to keep an eye on a country? You know? You think you're tough. You talk tough to people. You talk down to people. Because you're up there in that big house, wherever that is in New Jersey. I mean, you know, I try to talk tough, but I can't, you know, not like you. I don't think you should be president myself, you know. I don't think you should even waste the money to run myself because you lied. You lied. You looked straight in the eye on 2 hours on the TV and you lied. And you know, there's something like this going on in Tampa right now. There was a traffic jam where people could not get to that Rays field last Saturday because the DOT shut down an exit. So people sat in that trying to go to a Tropicana game. Is that something to do with, like, Christie? Did somebody in Tampa who wants to get the Rays over there, who wants to get the stadium over there, did they set that up? Is this going to be the prerequisite for this summer when kids want to go to a ball game? Why would you shut down a road on that day and say because you didn't want to throw you're going to be working on that project for the next 20 years. You're saying it might put it behind months. And then you use the stupid excuse that the blacktop wasn't good, DOT. I don't believe it. I'm not buying that. You know, anybody that sat in that traffic, give me a call because you're going to be sitting in more traffic, I think, because I think there's a bigger plan behind it. They do not want the Rays in St. Petersburg. And Tampa probably has more power, more money with the DOT. Now, that's just something I'm throwing out there. I may be wrong, but maybe I'm right. You know, but it is a small world. You know, heavy. That's a heavy-duty accusation, right? He doesn't have any stock in this radio show, does he, Cedric?
I don't know.
Who cares?
Let's check.
We'll start one ourselves. You got to be vocal when you're on a radio show. Oh, let's do a little Canadian news. Do we have any? Because there is a Canadian, little Canadian news, good news. My friend Bernie went back to Canada. He's back in Canada right now with his family, and he's probably up there in Toronto. You know, that's a beautiful city. Oh, wow. This just goes out to all you Canadians. You know, you've always been so nice to our country. We've always been good friends, Canada. You know, you're one of the few we've got left in the world. I don't know why you embrace us and why we embrace you. Maybe it's because we're a little common. You know, we're both free. You can keep playing that if you want.
I wanted one that sounds a little bit more.
Oh, you got another one?
Yeah, this one's better.
We're going to play a twosome for all the Canadians that are still here. Let me give a little story about Quebec. You know, Quebec's been wanting to separate from Canada for years. I can remember as a kid, the French, whatever his name, Premier, I forgot his name, but my father used to fish up there in Quebec, and he changed all the signs, so we couldn't read the signs because everything was in French. And my father said, well, he must not like America very well. For 40 years, or almost 50 years, they've been trying to separate. Last week, April 7th, they had an election, and it was a landslide victory against the separatists, against the people that wanted to separate from a great country to our north. The crushing defeat to many in Quebec, to their dismay, will keep Canada for a while. So we don't need a French passport to visit our neighbors to the north. The gas prices, like I said, now that the Canadians have left, I would say they'll probably go up. They should be going down, but who knows the gas prices? Why do the gas prices go down? I took a ride from Largo yesterday up to Palm Harbor, and I started out at a gas station. I looked; it was $3.59 a gallon, and then it went up to $3.75 a gallon in Dunedin. Then it went up to $3.89 a gallon in Tarpon Springs. And then I went over to Nebraska on the way. I had gotten gas at $3.69 or something because I was a gasoline dealer for years. And I said I could never have I could never be selling gas for 40. It was $3.49 at the Hess station on Nebraska. $3.49. And you think that's cheap. That's not cheap. That's they're stealing from us. They're stealing our money. I'm not blaming the gas companies. I'm blaming the government because the government could regulate the price of gas. Obama wants to give he wants to give people $10 an hour. Big deal. Why don't you drop the price of gas, Obama? You got so much power. Drop the price of gas. Health care. You want to give everybody health care? Nobody's got any money. Who needs health care if you don't have any money? Talk about stress. But there are a few Canadians left, and they're going to be playing our Tampa Bay Lightning. Let's play that. We are the champions there, Cedric. And, I want to do a little commentary on the Lightning. Half hour's going by so fast. I'm going to start a show next week. I'm going to have 2 minutes every day at 2 minutes. You imagine me in 2 minutes? What can I do in 2 minutes? But that's a good way to get started. I'll be on at 9 o'clock. For 2 minutes, I'll be on at noon for 2 minutes. So you don't have to, it'll go by quick. But I gotta really figure out how to cram a lot of news in for 2 minutes.
I think you'll be all right.
I think we'll be fine. I got Cedric.
We got Darren just called in.
Hey, Darren. How Darren who?
Am I on the Bill Cochran show?
You're on the Bill Cochran talk show live in Clearwater, Florida. Where are you calling from?
I'm coming from Houston, Texas, Bill, and I was listening to about what you called yourself the self-proclaimed gas king.
Self-proclaimed millionaire, but I don't have any left.
Self-proclaimed gas king.
Yeah, I am.
What do you think of the gas prices now? They've jumped another 20, 30 cents.
Well, I think it's not working. I've been trying to get the gas prices down, but maybe I'll just say we ought to raise the prices and just see if it goes down then.
Maybe they're listening and they're just aggravating them and they're pushing the gas prices up.
That's a good thing. That's probably true. I've done that before. I've done that all my life. My father used to say that. Don't aggravate people. But you're a good guy. How are you making it out there in Texas with that $4 a gallon gas? Or don't tell me it's cheaper than Florida out there because it's probably not.
I'll give you the official price for unleaded gas is $3.35 per gallon.
Wow, whippy-do. And are you proud of that? And you got it right across the street.
Yeah.
You got an oil well right next door to you. I mean, why don't you just go put a pump in and get it for free, Darren?
Did you hear, Bill, that they were talking about they were trying to blame the little earthquakes from the fracking that's going on?
That's because you got a bunch of nuts you're listening to, Darren, and you're the young generation. How old are you? 35 or 32?
35.
You're the young guy. I'm older than you. I'm twice as old. Not twice as old yet, but I'm getting there. And I tell you, life goes by quick. And if you let these people keep pushing you guys around, you're not going to have anything left here. I'm telling you, you're going to be just like. I'm scared for people like you. I'm scared for my daughters. I'm scared for my grandchildren. I'm scared of this government that we have, this federal government. I like state government myself.
How about that? How about the coming up with a crazy notion that the earthquakes are being caused by our fracking? I've never heard such crazy stuff coming out of the U.S. government in my life.
Well, what about global warming? I don't believe in global warming. I think there are a bunch of and even if there is global warming, why does the United States have to be the only ones in the world working on this climate? I mean, because they want to redistribute our wealth. They want to take the little few nickels we have left in our pocket, and they want to give it to China, or they want to give it to the politicians. They want to take your pennies away from you, Cedric, so you won't even be able to buy gas because you won't have any pennies left.
I know.
I mean, I want to get a young audience like you people because you're the ones that I'd like to reach the most.
Well, what do we do about it, Bill? That's the big thing. Is we keep trying. I mean, here in Texas, we vote for prosperity and capitalism, but we see in the rest of the country, it's more of a socialism type of voting. It seems like. Well,
what do we do? You answer. You. What did I do when I was your age? I lived my life. I voted. I was a little bit informed. I wasn't that informed, but I did the best I could. You got to push back, I think.
You got to push back. Well, how about asking the other cultures, the Latino cultures? They're here for our capitalistic ideas, for the American dream. How can we lose that vote? Here we are 2 years from now. How can we assure ourselves to get that vote back? That Latino vote is so important to our capitalistic theories.
Well,
and
the Latino vote, the Chinese vote, the Greek vote. You're Greek, right? I'm Irish. The Irish vote. We're Americans, Darren. Don't label. Don't. That's the trouble with the federal government. They label people as. Ellis Island was full of all different kinds of people, and the Latino vote. They're going to vote for whoever gives them the most, especially if they're illegals. If they're illegal aliens, they're going to vote for whatever they can get the most out of. They're going to get
Speaking of that, did you hear about?
Or they're not going to vote.
Our great Attorney General. He threw out the race card this morning. I heard that on Fox News, and telling everybody that we've never treated a president or an attorney general as bad as we've treated Eric Holder and President Barack Obama. And it's a constant categorizing. Well, you're this person, you're a racist, or you're a bigot, or you're a this, or you're a that. When do we cross over to start naming and categorizing everybody, Bill?
Well, you're doing it right now by repeating it. I try not to do that. I try to stay away from that, and I don't think we're treating anybody any different than we've ever treated as Americans.
You can't ignore it, though.
Well, yeah, but you're bringing it up. I'm not. That's not my agenda. My agenda is to try to bring Americans together and try to let's sit down and talk. But let's talk about it. Because we are in a country where we do have. The greatest, there's only 300 million. I keep stressing that because it's not a lot of people. 300 million is not a lot of people in a country as vast as this country. We have to push back the environmentalists. They came out of nowhere, Darren, 1973. They came out of nowhere. Push them right back to where they came from. That's what you got. That's where you start. That's where I would start. Now, listen to this song, Easy Come, Easy Go. You hear that? That's what happens.
Yeah. When was that? Is that BC? Bill, that music you got going on?
Hey, Darren, why don't you start your own radio station, and then I'll call you and I'll listen to your music. If you want to start a station, I'll help you. We can be what do you call it? You can be the Houston.
Or BC, Bill, that music.
Well, it's something I understand. I'd rather be back than go. We got to go backwards to go forward, Darren, because you're not going anywhere with this country.
Well, we need to get some more current music, I think, Bill. If you're looking for a younger audience, we need to get some.
Well, you get it for me.
Roll.
Call in and give Cedric some call. I'll play every song you want to play next week. Hey, I start at 9 and noon on next week, Monday through Friday. Don't criticize me, Eric, and I'll cut you off. I'll come out there and I'll take all your trailers and I'll bring them back to Florida. Don't criticize me. I don't need criticism from Houston, of all places. Okay.
This is good radio. Cedric is a good. When you two were together,
yeah,
I really thought that was magic right there.
He's like the son I never had, who I used to think you were like, but now I'm starting to lose faith in you there, Darren. You got don't knock my music. Cedric picked all these songs out.
Yeah, these are my favorite songs.
These are his favorite songs.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to go because I got to keep going. I got to get onto another state.
Bobby Sherman is a police officer now.
Yeah, Bobby Sherman.
He is.
Who's he? Well, he's singing that, isn't
Good work, guys.
See you later, Darren. Thanks for calling. Say hello to your family, okay?
All right.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye, Darren. Okay. Got another call?
Yeah, we have Fred on the line.
Fred. Who's Fred? Freddie? Hey, Fred.
Hey, Bill, what's up?
Hey, Fred, how are you? You calling from where? You calling from? Massachusetts?
I'm in Ellington right now.
Where?
In Ellington.
Oh, you're still down here. I thought maybe you're up in Cape Cod fishing, out in the ocean.
I would have been, but I've been at the doctor's all day.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What's the matter?
Yeah. Well, they don't know what's wrong with me, but I keep sending me to all these heart doctors and lung doctors to keep the bills going,
Well, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know I can help you there. But I hope. I wish I was a doctor, but I'd probably, if I was a doctor today, the way this Obamacare is going, I'd probably be moving to another country.
Yeah, you're right.
Everything
you got to wait for everything now.
It seems like it, and it was supposed to be something that was going to make everything better.
Well, I don't think it's that way. I think if you talk to a bunch of people that actually have insurance, they'll tell you it's a little different.
Yeah, it's better.
Insurance have gone up.
Yeah. Insurance, but insurance has gone up. Deductibles have gone up. It's just they're trying to get the young folks to buy insurance, but they don't want insurance. They're not worried about insurance.
Oh, no.
Their age. I
just had a heart test done, Bill, and the cost was $23,000 for a heart cath.
Wow.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I didn't have to pay that.
And how you doing now? You doing okay?
Well, I'm still sick. They still haven't found out what's wrong with me yet.
Yeah. Wow.
But they continue to do testing.
Wow.
So at this point, I still don't know where I'm at.
Well, I hope you get down. Your mother will be down pretty quick, I think. Aren't Freddie and Ann coming down?
Yeah, she'll be here real soon.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can go up and get some of her good cooking, and then you maybe get a little better. Anyway, she is a good cook.
Yeah. I do miss that cooking. That's for sure.
Yeah, she's a great cook. Yeah. I wish I could cook like that. I cook chicken, but that's about it, so.
Yeah.
Well, we got a show here. We're going to be on 9 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Friday, and and 12 noon Monday through Friday. I got to do something for 2 minutes, so I'm going to be known as the 2 minute. What I can do in 2 minutes.
Man, huh?
The 2 minutes. So wish me luck anyway. Freddie probably thinks I'm crazy, but what's the difference? So is everybody else.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, you sound good. You sound your show. I've been listening to your past shows. They sound pretty good.
Oh, okay. Can you hear? You can't hear us in Ellington, can you? I don't know.
No, I can't hear you. No.
You got it on the podcast or something? Yeah. Well.
No, I don't. I can't even get you at that right now. My computer's down.
Okay. I'm on YouTube as well. If you want to hear it, I think if you get your computer. Yeah, computers they're always down. I don't even know how to use a computer.
Of course, they're down more than they're up.
Yeah, they're down. That's the problem today. That's why Cedric's trying to talk me into buying a ham radio. I'm thinking of going back to like I'm trying to do with the country, move backward a little to go forward. We can't keep going this road we're on right now without. Something's going to happen, and it's too bad because people are worried. People are scared.
I just got gas today, Bill. $3.75 for premium.
Yeah, $3.75. I just talked to somebody in Houston. He says it's $3.35, and they got the oil wells right next to them. They got the refinery right there, and it's crazy what they're charging us for gasoline. And I'm not even blaming the oil companies. I think the taxes for these politicians. We shouldn't blame the politicians either. Somebody's getting the money. I don't know who.
Well, if you go to we're in Manatee County. If you go to Pinellas County, 20 cents cheaper.
Yeah, I was up on Nebraska, $3.49 today in Nebraska, here near us. But there were $3.89 in Tarpon. So how do you figure? 40 cents a gallon difference between one little town. So you talk about gouging, price gouging.
Oh, yeah,
I probably won't get any gas stations to sponsor me, but what's the difference?
Probably not. Or any oil company.
Probably not. I'm not blaming the oil companies. That's why I keep saying that. Who can you blame? We can't blame anybody anymore because if we do, we get in trouble.
Yeah. Well, you can't. You have to be careful everything you say today.
But we got to be thankful for people like you and people like your dad who was a Marine and went all through Korea, and my dad who was a Marine, and these kids today they got to figure that. Who's going to, we still have a good Army, I guess, good Marines, but still there's so many people that
doesn't keep cutting it.
They don't believe in the country, and then the government just keeps cutting it. So, but anyway, Freddie, I got to go, and thanks I got a couple segments I got to do. But
good luck with your show, Bill. It sounds great.
Okay, thanks for calling. Good, say hello to your family, okay? Thanks a lot, Freddie. Bill. Okay, bye-bye. We got a little, can you play that, let's play "Make Someone Happy" again. I love that song. I don't know why. Darren doesn't like my songs.
He doesn't like your songs, yeah.
He's talking like I'm a crotchety old man.
He's probably just teasing you. He probably really does like him at heart. All right,
I doubt it.
I've got one taker for the dollar bill thing who's coming down to the station. We'll see if they show up.
I don't know if you should let him in. Anybody coming down for $1's got to be pretty. Anyway,
you never know. Hey, I mean,
okay.
It's. All right,
make sure you pay them. Can you lock my door so you go pay them?
Yeah, so you don't have to deal with those people.
Well, now you're losing my one listener. He probably had to turn his radio off.
Now this is to the next person who calls in.
All right,
you get $2.
$2.
I got this. Here we go. So
$2.
We got one on the way.
Okay,
and we're waiting on the.
And if you're out in Houston or out in California, we'll send it to you. We'll mail it to you.
You can do that. I'm not. I'm not paying postage.
I'm after the big audience. 866-826-1340. WTAN.
That's right.
Play me a song there again.
Oh, that's right. We're going to do a
Darren
little...
got me all shook. We're gonna... Hey,
Here,
Darren, this goes out to Darren out in Texas. I want to make somebody happy. Anybody happy? I'm happy. There's a lady down in Bel Air Bluffs not very happy. They're building a firehouse. They're heading on to the firehouse in Bel Air Bluffs. And Laurie Spence, this was in the paper. You can't make this stuff up, people. This is in the paper. Laurie Spence says building a new firehouse next to a city park where children play would be a mistake. It might create a problem. It might not make the children happy. I'd be happy. She wants the firehouse built somewhere else because she says the traffic that these fire engines will make might cause something safe issue. Now, aren't the fire people and the ambulance drivers supposed to be the ones that we call when there's a problem? She wants them to build the firehouse on the other side of town. She says property values would go down. She says the noise, the fire trucks would keep the locals up at night, and that the children playing in the park would be in danger. Why? Only in America. In Russia, they wouldn't care. She cares about putting the firehouse. They probably don't even have firehouses in Russia. They just let your house burn. Well, I shouldn't say that. We're not really good humanitarian. We got to be diplomatic like we used to.
Oh,
be.
yeah.
When we go all over the world and we knock this country, we're not real diplomatic. People know, People know that this country is the greatest country in the world. And that's what I'm going to be. That's going to be my platform, and I mean it. I mean it with a passion. That's what makes me happy, living in America, in the greatest country in the world. I got to take a little break there. You got any other songs? You got any in Four Seasons? I went to that Jersey Boys
we didn't,
last night.
Yeah, you need to give us a review of how that went.
You know any Jersey Boys songs? This animal died. You got any Animal Planet left over from last week? We got a little animal story. Maybe Lion King. Got to get a little comedy in here. We don't want to be too stiffy.
Oh, this isn't sad?
Well, halfway sad, but not that sad. It's what happens to lions when they get old.
Okay.
It is a little sad, but what's the difference? It's getting hot in here. You don't have the song.
No. I've got your Lion King.
Okay,
got your Lion King, and I'm sending the intern in to turn down the air conditioning.
Who's the intern?
We're gonna find one.
You can turn it down. Is this it here? Right here?
Oh, here you go.
Why do you turn it up? I mean,
no, I'm
getting hot.
No, I just turned it down.
Well, this story's a little sad because Manticore was 17. He was the white tiger that injured Roy Horn on the Las Vegas stage in 2003. Remember him?
Yeah, I remember that.
There's a picture of Roy and his Cedric, his partner
Siegfried. Not Cedric.
Cedric. It's not Cedric, right? He died of an illness March 16th. and Horn and his partner have said that they believe he sensed Horn was having a mini stroke, and then they never blamed the tiger.
Are you serious?
Poor tiger. They never blamed the tiger. And there's another story about cow tipping out in Chile. A series of lightning strikes spawned by storms in south central Chile killed some 60 dairy cows. They got a picture in the St. Pete Times of the cows laying on the ground.
Yeah.
It's kind of, that's only in Chile. You wouldn't have a picture like that in America. I got a couple school. Did you ever find that if you ever had a brain, do you have that long thing?
Yeah, where'd I put it? Hang on, I got it.
I got a couple stories here. Oh, I got to talk about this Hillary Clinton a little bit, but I guess I talked enough about her tonight.
I could while away the hours, conferring with the flowers, consulting with the rain. And my head I'd be scratching while my thoughts were busy hatching if I only had a brain.
I had some school news, but I lost it. It goes out to all those teachers. Leave that song on. My teacher was, she was a farmer. when I was in elementary school. Boy, you were scared of her. You wouldn't say nothing to her, Mrs. Hitzman. And
her name was Hitzman?
Yes. And it was really, she had big hands. And our principal's name was Mr. Vanstone. The story goes that he had a paddle in his office with a nail in it. And boy, you didn't want to go in his office, and my father went to a one-room schoolhouse. He was the janitor in a one-room schoolhouse. He had an 8th grade education, but he went on to become a very, very, very successful businessman. Leave that song on. I want to hear it. Is that the whole Wizard of Oz? You got the movie?
Yeah, I mean, if you want.
No, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, okay.
Not tonight.
I can make you a copy.
But anyway, I just want to reminisce a little bit. A friend of mine told me to talk about New York State and growing up there, and we had a wonderful childhood. I lived within 10 minutes of the Hudson River. I lived in the mid-Hudson Valley in upstate New York and Poughkeepsie, New York, and it was right after a war. The biggest war they said was ever fought was in World War II. It was the war to end all wars. Atom bomb had been dropped in Japan. Atomic bomb age had begun. Space age had begun, 1959. Amazing things that happened after 1945 up until the 80s in this country. Somewhere we slipped away a little bit. I don't know if it's the administration's fault. I don't know if it's the established politicians in Washington's fault. I don't know if it's local government's fault. Like that firehouse, that lady has a right to voice her opinion, and she can in America. Only in America can we do this. Only in America can we live a life of freedom. Only in America can we live in a wonderful world by Louis Armstrong. Play that number 5 there. Let's listen to that song. I tend to get calmer when I listen to these old songs. I don't care what Darren says, You can have these other groups, Kiss, and I like the Backstreet Boys. I like NSYNC. I'm not all whatever. My kids used to like, I used to go to the concerts with my kids, when they were younger. I love my kids. I love my granddaughter. I love this country. I love this area. We've got the right to do anything we want in this country. Why do we fight amongst each other? Why are we angry? Why can't a guy get up in a movie theater and because a guy's texting in front of him and shoot the guy? Why does he even have to carry a gun into a movie theater? I'm not against guns. Right to bear arms because I'd rather have the people have the guns than the government. I don't want the government to take away your guns, people. But I don't want you carrying them around and you get mad at somebody on US 19 and you just pull it out and shoot them. Maybe you kill a couple kids. Why do you got to carry guns all the time? Make you feel tough? Make you feel safe? Change the environment. Change it. Carry your gun if you want, but don't shoot it. Don't shoot it. Why so much hatred in the world? What happened to America? This great country that we live in. We still have a lot of good in this country. We always will have a lot of good in this country. We have people that are diverse from all different areas of life. We're the greatest country. We're the doers in a world that needs a lot to be done. We're the ones that don't take but give. We're the ones that try to help the world. We're the greatest country that's ever been in existence. And let's stay that way. I'm still wondering about that traffic tie-up. Maybe I made a mistake bringing that up. I might have.
Which one?
Well, that one over in Tampa last Saturday. It irks me because the way the story was written, it sounds like it was almost planned to have a traffic jam, to the Rays Stadium. Those poor people. They didn't have to do it Saturday. They could have done it Sunday.
Right.
They did it just at that Saturday afternoon, and it was like a 4-hour, 2 or 3 or 4 hours to get to the game. And Joe Madden, it took him an hour and a half. Joe Madden! I would think he'd have a helicopter. It took him an hour and a half to get home. If I had his money, I would have flown home.
He's real down to earth. I saw him in a Publix in Tampa getting deli ham.
Well, can you get him on the show next week? Because I want to ask him about what are their plans this year? Are they going to win the the Rays? They've got a great team this year, and I'm sad that Matt Moore is out. He's out for the season. I think Moore, the pitcher, but they've got a great farm team. They've got but I think Tampa wants that stadium over there, and I think they're going to get it. I don't care. I could care. I could care less.
I don't care either.
I could care less. Let them build the new stadium. It'll create a few jobs anyway. And our Lightning, we lost our goalie. Bishop's out for the playoffs, but we are going to the playoffs, and we're playing Montreal. I don't know if we.
You want to talk hockey?
Yeah.
All right, give me a sec.
Who do you got on for hockey? Maybe it's the coach.
I'll get Rob.
Oh, Rob, you got Rob on?
Give me 1 second.
He might not answer. We've been trying him all month. He never seems to answer the. They say that jet is going to be the costliest ever. The search for that jet, and they still haven't found it. They had a few pings last week. They were hearing some pings, but now Cedric says that ping was not anything to do with the plane. But I don't know where the pings came from. So they're spending millions. I don't know They say the one that's the flights. There was a flight 447 was lost, and hundreds of miles off the coast of Brazil in 2009, and they spent roughly 160 million at that time. So that they feel that this one that they're looking for right now is going to cost more. But just think of the ratings that CNN is getting. CNN is keeping this thing going. Their ratings are going through the roof right now. So maybe we should talk more about that plane there, Cedric. And maybe they will have maybe they will find it. I don't know. I'm kind of giving up hope. That they're probably not going to ever find that plane. And you feel bad for the families. The Chinese and the Malaysians. But I think our efforts have been. We've given a lot of effort to try to find it. And I think our men should get on to other things. Myself, Did you get Rob? He's probably might be at the game. There is a game tonight. Walmart.
All right, I got Rob.
Oh, hey, Rob.
Hi.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, how you doing, Bill?
Hey, who's
going?
Are you at the game?
No. My daughter's at the game.
Oh, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good. They won last night. I watched that game, but they won. They pulled that off 4-2 last night, huh?
Rob is a hockey. He played. Tell me a little bit about your hockey career. What you played. You played
up. I was in Massachusetts, and we didn't have juniors back in those days. Back in the 50s, and we didn't have juniors back in the 50s when I was playing hockey. So I went up to St. Catharines, Ontario. It was St. Catharines Teebies were their junior hockey. Matter of fact, they won the Memorial Cup in 60 and in 59. I was up there in 58. And Stan Mikita was on it. Stan Mikita went down. Stan was there. Bobby Hull was out of that St. Catharines system.
Wow.
Elmer the Moose Fast. Elmer the Moose Fast.
Moose, I bet Moose. Yeah, the goalie there for the Blackhawks.
Yeah. So I was up in there back in 58. I was the only American in Canada then.
Wow. How'd that go? Did they like you?
Well, I was like, in those days, I'm like 230 now, as you know. Back then, Bill, I was only like about 5'8", 100. Yeah. I was looking at 130, 140 pounds, so I was a forward, but there was a lot of guys in the team that are like were in their 20s. They've been playing junior hockey for, working on the side and just playing in the juniors. And the first night on the ice, they were coming after me. The whole town showed up to see the tryout, and there was St. Catharines at the time. They had a smaller rink. It probably held 1,500 people, and the whole town. I mean, there was only standing room only. You couldn't even get in the back door because I never heard of a American kid up there, going up there to play hockey in those days, in the 50s.
Right.
And They were trying to kill me, Bill. Is what happened.
Well, you survived, and you're a really great guy. I've known you for how many years have we known? 20 years, probably.
We've known each other. We've known each other about 20.
We go back a lot of years, and you're from Springfield originally, right? Where basketball started, wasn't that?
I'm from Springfield originally. Yeah.
Yeah, and well, what do you think the chances of the Lightning going all the way this year without that goalie this year? You know, do you think?
Yeah, well, he's got an upper body problem. Hopefully, I'll tell you what. Last night, his replacement looked great. He was all over. He was moving good, and he kept him in that game until they were able to was 1-0, and then it went 1-1. And then they tied it. Then they came back, and they were going after the puck. They were working. I mean, they were working the boards. They were doing everything right, and he kept them in the game though, because that game could have been in their favor. 5. They could have got 5 more goals, but he was up. He was playing like their full-time goalie was last night. That kid looked good last night.
Yeah, and he sometimes people come up to the plate, you know, when they got to shine the most, you know, and he did, and you know, the Lightning. I was hoping they would have put Bishop on the sideline for those last after they clinched the playoffs, and then waited for that. But because he's a big guy, and he's got a lot of easy to get hurt because he's a big.
Yeah, well, what's Limbaugh? Limbaugh is about 6'4" too, isn't he?
I think he is, and we've got a good chance to. I think Boston's going to be a hard one to win. That's what Bruins.
Well, you know me, I'm a Lightning. I've been down here. When the Lightning started. So I started. Well, of course, I'm an original Bruins fan.
Yeah.
But I grew up with Bruins, Red Sox. That's all we knew.
Yeah.
But as far as the Lightning, I saw them from their incubation period. So of course, I go to their games. So I turned into all my guys were gone. Bobby Orr, Kenny, those old team, all those guys that I grew up with are all gone. So I started with the Lightning down here, watching them and going to games.
Interesting.
But, I never thought I'd be able to do it, but I was actually able to root against the Bruins with the Lightning now. I mean, they're my team now.
I know.
I've been down here. I mean, if you're watching a team all the time, and then your team comes into town, you're going to root for the other team. How can you do that? I mean, that's not a.
Well, you're right. But a lot of people, those Canadians, they're there rooting for the Canadians because they can't get into their stadium, their arenas up north because they're so full.
Well, I can see that. No, I can see them coming. Like I don't go down the Rays, and I'm a Red Sox fan through and through. I mean, I can't change that.
Right.
So I mean, I go down the Rays, but I'm a fan. I enjoy the game. I don't go there and act like an idiot.
Right.
Embarrassing.
Right.
Right. I like the Rays are a good club.
Right.
I mean, they've given these people, they don't appreciate them down here. They should move somewhere else. They're not getting the stands are empty. The only day they get people in there is opening day. Opening day, they fill it up.
I know.
So it's kind of embarrassing for them. So I mean, they have a great club, they're a great organization, great coach, manager, the whole thing. It's too bad, they're not somewhere else they're appreciated.
Yeah. All right,
but
I got to cut you off, Rob, because I only got a couple minutes left, and I got to go to But I appreciate you talking, and we're going to be calling you back as these playoffs get going. Whether I hope we keep winning, whether we do or not. But I appreciate. I
mean, we got a shot. We got a shot like anybody else.
Okay.
It's another season. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
I'm glad. I got plenty to say. I find out. So give me a call.
I know. We'll call. Yeah, and have a good. Have a good weekend, you and your family, okay, Rob?
Okay. I'll see you soon, Bill.
Okay,
Appreciate the call,
take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cedric, you want to go back to that Only in America song? Let's close out with that. I want to have a little commentary here. I hate to be negative on a weekend, people going out to the beach and people having a nice time, and but we're Americans, we got we've got a lot of things behind us, as an American. I've been on this planet for 60 years, myself, and it's been a good life for me. And I know there's many people listening to me that it's been a good life for you. I mean, we could have been born in another country, China or Russia, or we probably wouldn't know any difference. But we know as Americans that we have freedoms. We're not going to give up those freedoms. We're not going to walk away from what we can accomplish with this new generation. The new generation, my kids, your kids, grandchildren. Don't give it all to Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam is, he doesn't need to be the rich uncle anymore. Put it back in those states. Bring that state government back. Look at these governors that are changing states because they're changing ways. They're limiting. They got something. Florida even. Florida's got a more money now than they had. I don't know how they do it, but there's got to be a way for the federal government to do the same thing. And if they're not going to do it, send some new politicians up there. That's the only way you can do it. You got to vote them out. You got to vote. You got to talk, like Cedric says. We got to talk about it like we're doing today, and that's why I started this show. Bill Cochran Talk Show. I got another minute or two. I guess I can keep rambling on. You know, I went to the hockey game last week, and I almost lost my voice because I was screaming so much. And I had to talk the next night, but, you know, I just get excited at that hockey. And, you know, Rob is a good friend, and he you know, and, you know, you meet a lot of friends. You know, the thing about America, we don't need passports to go from state to state. And, you know, most states are pretty much in the same predicament we are. So the nice thing about us, we've got the sun, we've got the beach. We've got what else, Cedric? The moon, the stars.
You mean here in the Tampa Bay area?
Yeah, Tampa Bay. What do we have that they don't have out in Houston? Or
oh man, the nightlife
in Houston,
the weather, the culture. We've got great culture.
Got to change this. You know, just get there and to appreciate this old music. You know, because I told him to call in and give you some. Maybe he'll give us some songs next week, and we'll see what Darren. Maybe he'll send a check with it because he's got a big passion for a different type of music. But this is Bill Cochran, and I am signing off. God bless you, and God bless America, and thank you for your time.
All right, this has been the Bill Cochran Show on Tampa Bay's Tan Talk Radio Network, and I could be wrong, but I think we might be lucky enough. We might hear from Bill Cochran tonight on the Cedric Harris Show, maybe.
You want me on there?
Yeah, yeah. We'll tape in just a minute.
You turn me off?
Nah.
Just leave me on there.
We'll tape in just a minute.
All right.
And also guest on the show, Mike Arnold, stand-up comedian and radio host, also featured on the show, and Tony. If Tony's paying attention, Tony's not paying attention, but he'll be on there too. At 1 a.m. tonight. All right, stay tuned. We're going to be joining Orlando Magic basketball and the Foxy Four coming up at 10 p.m. on Tampa Bay's Tan Talk Radio Network.
WTAN, Clearwater, Tampa Bay. WDCF, Dade City, Tampa Bay. WZHR, Zephyr Hills, Tampa Bay. Listen.
We join Orlando Magic basketball already in progress.
John Wall, an all-star this year for the very first time. Tremendous year. 20 points a game, 9 assists a game. He's third in the league in assists coming in tonight. Let's look at the injuries. They're brought to us by Aleve, the official pain relief for the Orlando Magic. For the Wizards out tonight, the rookie Glenn Rice Jr. He's only played 11 games, has had some injury problems, and sits out of this one tonight, as does Chris Singleton, the Seminole. Will not play tonight here in Orlando. For the Magic, Nick Vucevic, still on the injury shelf. Sore left Achilles for the Magic center. He will miss his 4th consecutive game tonight. We'll come back with the starting lineups. The Magic and the Wizards here at the Amway Center on a Friday evening. This is Magic Basketball.
Games are great. Just don't play games when it comes to making your plan to quit smoking. Tobacco Free Florida offers 3 free and easy ways to quit smoking. 3 ways that can help double your chances of success. Learn more at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
SiriusXM subscribers now have a place to talk NBA 24/7. SiriusXM NBA Radio.
To the lane, lays it up, he lays it in!
With experts like Steve Kerr, Kenny Smith, Lionel Hollins, Sam Mitchell, Jerry Stackhouse, and many more. Plus, guest appearances by NBA players, coaches, and GMs. Get closer to this.
LeBron to the rim with a 2-hand jam.
And this.
Durant fades and fires the Rainbow 18-foot jumper is a thing of beauty.
By listening to SiriusXM NBA Radio, Channel 217, and the SiriusXM app.
Brantley Gilbert?
Yeah, man, that's me.
You're the best thing to hit country music in a while, man.
I appreciate it, brother, but I'm actually about to go on stage in a sec. Hold up. Is that a Diet Mountain Dew?
Yeah, it's got a great kick.
Yeah, that bold citrus taste.
Yeah. Well, hey, I know you got a show to go do, so, you know.
It doesn't taste like other diets, man.
Hey, well, good luck out there.
Man, I love the taste of Diet Dew.
Brantley, you're on.
Man, I'll give you anything for it.
Seriously?
Anything.
Anything?
Welcome to the home of the hill.
build it. Yeah, baby.
Hope it was worth ruining your concert for.
Every sip.
Diet Mountain Dew. Yeah, it tastes that good.
It's time for you to score some points for yourself and make a serious plan to quit smoking. Tobacco-Free Florida offers free nicotine replacement therapy to those who qualify. Call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW to learn more about how you can double your chances of success.
Back in Orlando, just in time for the starting lineups. Let's go down to the floor. The Wizards starting five.
6'8" from UCLA, number 1, Trevor Ariza. At the other forward, 6'8" from Clemson, number 35, Trevor Booker. At center, 6'11" from Poland, number 4, Marcin Gortat. At guard, 6'5" from Florida, number 3, Bradley Beal. And at the other guard, 6'4" from Kentucky, number 2, John Wall. The head coach of the Wizards is Randy Whitman.
Randy Whitman is 8 years a head coach in the NBA. This is his third head job. Boy, he's in a tight spot right now. Richie Adubato, I know Randy, a good friend of yours. In fact, they played the big game the other night, lost to Charlotte in overtime, and that's the team they're trying to chase for that 6th spot. He got on his 2 stars. I mean, it was John Wall and Bradley Beal that took really the criticism from Randy Whitman the other night. Randy said you can play without energy and effort at one end. I mean, you can't play without energy and effort and just play it at one end and not at the other end. It just doesn't work that way. He really was critical of both guards, and I got to think that's going to make a difference tonight. What do you think?
Well, I know he was critical. I also know that John Wall didn't agree with him. He felt that we just weren't making shots. But you know, it's really difficult when you're telling a player they're not playing that hard. Yeah. You know, what you have to do is you have to go into the film room after the game and break it down and sit there and say, let's look at this. And you know your game. You know how hard you play. You're trying to tell me you play as hard as you did. And then if you want to win the argument, you put on the game before where he was incredible. You say, you see any difference here? I did, so maybe I'm wrong.
Professor Adubato. Back down to the floor, the starting five for the Magic.
At forward, 6'9" from St. John's, number 21, Maurice Parkland. At the other forward, 6'10" from Norfolk State, number 2, Kyle O'Quinn. At center, 7 foot from USC, number 3, Dwayne Tedman. At guard, 6'5" from UCLA, number 4, Aaron Aflalo. And at the other guard, 6 foot from St. Joseph's, number 14, Jameer Nelson. The head coach of your Orlando Magic is Shop Vaughn.
Just 4 games remain in this Magic season. Just 2 here at home at the Amway Center. The first of those 2 goes right now. We'll tip it up when we come back. The Wizards, the Magic, on a Friday. This is Magic Basketball.
Everything is at your fingertips at Orlando Fashion Square. Shop your favorite stores like Macy's and other national retailers for the latest styles, sports gear, and more. Play at the only mall with an indoor basketball court and special Orlando Magic Days. Join your friends and neighbors every weekend for family events, fashion shows, food trucks, and more. Discover what's new at OrlandoFashionSquare.com and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest news and updates. Orlando Fashion Square is an official partner of the Orlando Magic.
Phil. Stake up, Phil. You're going to be late. Phil, stake up.
Weird. I dreamt you were saying steak up.
I was. I got you breakfast from McDonald's.
Wake with steak. Enjoy a steak, egg, and cheese McMuffin or steak, egg, and cheese biscuit. Enjoy perfectly seasoned steak, grilled onions, egg, and cheese on an English muffin or biscuit. Paired with McDonald's